My 31F husband, 39M, yelled at me and completely shut down when our fridge started smoking. This just happened and my emotions are running high. About 10 p.m. I heard a strange noise in the kitchen. Went to investigate and a terrible burning hair. Electrical fire. Smell began. I immediately unplugged the stove and fridge. Began sniffing around to find the source. Back of fridge. My husband was eating ice cream in the other room. He refused to help me move the fridge to look behind it. Just leave it. I'll do it later. Refused to help me find the source of the smell, which was actively getting worse. I confirmed it was the fridge. Took a vacuum to it. Cleaned it. Plugged it back in. Confirmed it was the compressor smoking. He got irate yelling, "I'm done. I'm sick of dealing with all this shit all the time. Find someone else to solve your problems." For context, we've had a year of horrible luck. I'm tired of all the problems too. He's stressed. I'm stressed. Things are piling up. I get his frustration 100%. I responded, "No one wants to deal with this. But we have to or we won't have any food. Let's just be thankful this happened when we were home. Or a full fire would have likely started. We have pets. Absolute worst nightmare avoided. This is a reminder to you all to regularly clean and service your appliances." He just kept repeating he was done. Over it. Sick of solving everyone else's problems. Etc. We just went grocery shopping yesterday. We are poor. We can't replace this food. I suggested he take a few bags of the most important stuff to our neighbor, landlady, friend's house. Note: we do a lot of errands for this lady. She's very good friends with my husband. I know her but don't have a relationship with her because she's certifiably insane. But that's a whole other story. She's a night owl like us. She's awake right now. He screamed, "I don't want to talk to her right now." Which brings us to the next problem. My car broke down months ago. He's been putting off fixing it. Our only other vehicle is a 30-year-old truck with an 8-foot bed that's full of wood and large heavy tools. I've never driven it. I'm scared of driving even in my small car. I am in no way, shape or form comfortable driving this truck. I can barely reach the pedals. He's very well aware of that and I've been this way our entire relationship. We have to drive to get to the neighbor's rural area. I said, "I'm sorry. I would drive to the neighbor's or my parents' house if I could. But I don't have my car." He went off on me, mocking me in a crying voice. I was crying at this point. Not because the fridge went out, but because of his anger. Because you never learn to drive the truck because you refuse to learn anything. Find someone else to do it. I'm not doing shit anymore. So I suggested we go to the 24/7 gas station. Just a 7-minute drive. To get bags of ice to pack the freezer and a cooler with. He says absolutely not. Says he's going back to bed. And he did. He's snoring right now. He absolutely cannot be woken up. He gets extremely angry when he's woken up. I don't know what to do. I'm probably going to regret posting this. But I feel like I'm crazy. I guess the only solution is to toss the meat and dairy and make do with what's left. Ironically, he's really screwing himself way more than me. I'm vegan and the vast majority of my food won't be going bad. The food cost and waste is what's really bothering me though. And I cook and plan all the meals. So it's still going to make my life more difficult. It's just so unnecessary. I don't know why we can't go get ice. Side note. It's not the first time he's passive-aggressively attacked me about not driving the truck. So I'll probably try and get over my fears soon and practice driving it. But I can't drive it tonight. So I don't know what he expects from me. I feel so lost. Should I just go for it and white-knuckle the drive to the gas station? Am I being the dumb one? I genuinely don't know anymore. This was devastating to read. You deserve so much better. Why are you married to this asshat? He doesn't want to deal with your problems? I'm pretty sure that a smoking refrigerator is not just a you problem. It is his problem as well. Or does he just not eat? Go get the ice. Then spend some time contemplating the person you're married to and if he's worth it. But I feel like I'm crazy. He's making you feel that way. A normal person would have said, "Oh babe, let me help with that." Phew. That was insane and stressful, but we managed to prevent a fire. I mean, my man would have thrown a few cuss words in there probably, but the cuss words are never directed at me. It would have been directed at the fridge. But he is letting you handle everything and is. Checks notes. Going to sleep? Girl, leave him. This is not okay. It's been going on for too long. When guys make you feel crazy for doing normal stuff, that's the indicator light going on for this. Man is a boss. Let him live his life in anger. You will no longer be around to see it. Number 1. Pack your stuff. Number 2. Take all the food. Number 3. Get yourself somewhere safe. Family, neighbor, or even a shelter. Number 4. Get your car and take it to a mechanic and ask for a payment plan. Number 5. Divorce this idiot. We've had a year of horrible luck. I'm tired of all the problems too. I'm fairly certain your problems will significantly reduce if you drop your god-awful excuse of a husband. You need to bin this abusive, lazy, horrible, uncaring asshole along with the food. Please. Get away. I hope you don't have kids with this guy. Take your animals and go. Contact a woman's shelter near you. Get help. He sounds awful. If you keep the doors closed as much as possible, the things inside should be good for a bit. You can Google it and there's certain hours where it's been tested. We had rolling blackouts at our old house, so the power would be out for a day or two. But the important thing here is that he's being a grade A jerk. And I'm sorry he's yelling at you. That's not fair at all. It isn't like you set fire to the fridge. If anything, he's lucky you smelled it, found it, and could look at it at all to figure out what's going on. If it had been me, I would have had no clue. You deserve to be appreciated, not screamed at. My darling, almost 2 years ago I left an abusive relationship. You, my love, are in an abusive relationship. Your husband is incapable of communicating with grown-up words, but only with hate and venom. You are feeling guilt to push yourself into doing something you feel uncomfortable doing. Being an adult means dealing with unexpected grown-up situations. And honey, he isn't willing to be an adult. It is no way your fault that your car is not working, the fridge is not functioning, you do not feel comfortable driving his truck. Leave now or as soon as you financially can. Because this behavior from him will escalate. Honey, I promise you it will. Save as much as you can and escape before you have children with him. Drive to the gas station and get the ice. Put something, like a pillow, behind your back to help you reach the pedals. Then try to cook everything in the next couple of days. Also, do you want to stay with him? His inability to handle stress is awful. Call your neighbor. They'll probably help you out. Time to put aside anxiety. If you lived near me, I'd be happy to store your food. Sheesh. He's awful. Can you ring the neighbors or your parents? Honestly, just don't do anything with the food, and when he complains about not having any food to eat, say, well, that's not my problem. I'm tired of fixing everyone's problems. Go find someone else to do that. Quote. It sounds like he would have let your house burn down with you in it if it were up to him. You're not crazy, but you are in danger. Keep the fridge and freezer shut for now to keep them as cold as possible. And hopefully he will be willing to deal with this tomorrow. And you can get a new fridge. And save most of the food. Medium to long term. Please start working on a plan to leave. You are not crazy. But living with someone like this will make you feel so crazy that you will stop being able to trust yourself and what you perceive with your own senses. I was in a relationship that was far less aggressively abusive than this, and it took me years after I left to stop second-guessing everything I did or perceived. You deserve so much better than this situation. I'm echoing the people advising you to leave this guy. He's a nightmare. I'm sorry about all your troubles. And I'm sorry he's so awful. You deserve a partner, not an angry asshole. Damn, that really sucks. By that I mean your husband. I am sorry, but he has to grow up. Shit happens. Nobody anticipated this would happen. No point raging when it happens, then ignore the problem. Then when he doesn't have food, he's gonna rage again. Never-ending cycle. You can't depend on this boy anymore. You gotta learn to do things on your own now if you continue living with him. I suggest you don't if possible. Is there anyone you can call at all? A friend? By the way, don't open the fridge or freezer. Don't let the cold air out. I've had no electricity for 3 days before. Freezer was still kinda frozen. Fridge was all gone. Might sound even dumb, but is it cold where you are right now? It's almost winter in a lot of places now. If it's cold outside, maybe put the food outside. I am sorry, that sounds dumb, but should help if it's cold. Get out. This guy sounds like a giant man baby and extremely selfish. You are not the dumb one. You are not crazy. This is so horrible. I'm so sorry you are going through this. 2 hearts. Girl, this is awful. He is awful. I don't know if you want to leave, but please be validated by us strangers that you are not crazy. Abusers make you feel like you are. You're so deep in it right now that you might not see how bad it is. Neurological damage explains why someone is acting some way, but it doesn't excuse it. Especially if there are treatment options being declined. Are there options? Has he attempted to work on this in any way at all? I know it's hard to consider leaving when you're broke and there's animals involved and maybe you don't have anywhere to go. Just try and work on one thing at a time. First step is getting your car fixed. You need your independence and to be able to take the dogs if you need to. If he can't handle moving a fridge, I worry about him caring for animals. Even if you're staying, always have a way to leave. Get into therapy if you can, or whatever services might be available to you. You need support from someone outside of all this to navigate your way to a better life that you deserve. It's not a normal situation. You are in a tough spot, and it seems for now you have to do all these things alone or with friends. Just do what you have to. It will be hard. But don't cave in and let him know his irrational behavior is not acceptable. Protect yourself and make an exit plan. It's not passive-aggressive when he mocks you for not driving the truck. It's outright aggression. He's abusive. You're not dumb, just hurting and overwhelmed. You need to leave this man. Surely you would be better off on your own than having to endure this abuse.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.